All right, if I have everybody's attention, I'm going to call the Rhea County Commission Workshop for Tuesday, March the 10th to order. This time I would like to introduce a very special guest, our Tennessee Secretary of State, Mr. Trey Hargett. Thank you for being here tonight. Trey has got a special presentation that he would like to present, and I'm going to turn this portion of the meeting over to Secretary Hargett and let you go forward with your presentation, sir.
Thank you, Chairman Reed. It's great to see you. I appreciate your long-standing service to the community. A lot of people don't know, you and I have known each other for almost 40 years now, just shy of 40 years. We know each other since college when I was a student body president at Memphis State University. I tell you how long ago it was at Memphis State. And you were the student body president at Rose State Community College. We became fast friends. Despite me being from Memphis, I'm still a country boy from Ripley, Tennessee. Whenever we got to Nashville, it was right like a big city for both of us. And just to appreciate the service and the way you have led this community. I'd also be remiss if I didn't thank our mayor, Mayor Vincent, who I served with in the state legislature, the state House of Representatives. He did a wonderful job. He did his homework. Every time he made a vote, he was true to the people of the district. And I was delighted several years later when I found out he had wound up on the county commission down here and then became the mayor. And this community is a wonderful community. I've never had a bad day here. People have always been so welcoming. You just have wonderful people here. And I know the future is indeed bright. And also I want to thank my friend Representative Ron Travis, who I've had the opportunity to serve with for quite some time now, and watch how he's worked in Nashville on behalf of this community, and delighted that he and I can come down here together this evening for a presentation. Now, as the Secretary of State, I'm also a member of the National Association of Secretaries of State, and we have the opportunity to make a special presentation on different occasions where we are able to recognize Tennesseans who have helped us fulfill the mission of the Secretary of State's office. And tonight I'd like to make a presentation about someone who I really believe has made a tremendous difference in the lives of people in this community and across the state of Tennessee. A lot of people don't know this. They think about our office and they think about elections and they think about business formations and a lot of different things like that. But we have a tremendous role in the world of library and archives through the state library and archives as well as our regional library system. And so quite often we work hand in hand with our counterpart across the bicentennial mall with the State Museum. And one of the people I've had the opportunity to work with on multiple occasions is Ms. Laura Travis, who, through her work, has brought probably, I would have guessed, close to 10,000 Tennesseans from Southeast Tennessee to get tours at the state capitol and the residents of the State Museum. She brings to the State Library and Archives. And in my mind, one of the things that we really don't get right sometimes in Nashville is we think that the state capitol begins and ends at the city limits and sometimes in downtown Nashville. And I've had such great respect for Ms. Travis and her work with the State Library and the State Museum Board of Trustees. I've had the opportunity to watch her in action, bringing people from this community to enjoy the rich history that we have in our great state. And you can take it for granted if you work in the state capitol. When you have a citizenry over 7 million people, the truth of the matter is probably truthfully a small percentage of people who ever set foot in the state capitol, ever get to hear their history, ever visit the state museum. And I would bet you outside of Davidson County, there's probably more people per capita in this county that have visited the state capitol, the state museum, library, and archives, and the governor's residence as a result of the work of Laura Travis. And so this evening I have the opportunity to present the 2025-2026 NAS Medallion Award on my behalf to Laura Travis for exemplary effort promoting Tennessee civics and history education through hundreds of tours of the state capitol, state museum, and Tennessee State Library and Archives. Ms. Travis, would you please join me? But I had the opportunity today we flew down, Representative Travis and I did, and we were accompanied by his beautiful daughters. And I don't know if either one of them would like to say a few words about their mom. If you would indulge that, they may be camera shy, but if you've met them before, you probably know better.
Yes, sir, that will be fine.
All right. That's not the first time I'm like speak up.
We will always talk about our mama. Luckily, we look like you and act like you. But that's our favorite compliment. But no, this award was so deserving of you and obviously all the work that you do for Rhea County and the other counties and the children that you take in on the tours. I know you've got one coming up tomorrow, and I get to go. It's my favorite thing to go to. We're just so proud of you and all the work that you do. And I notice not only the work that you do here, but the work in our family. I mean, Mama, you're just the best. What's all of that? Okay, but I get nervous when I speak in front of people. So I don't know if I'll actually make it through here, but Mom, it's truly an honor to be here today. To recognize somebody who has quietly and faithfully dedicated years of her life to serving the people in the community. For the past 14 years, our mom has led a program that she created called Let's Tour 31. And through this program, she has organized and had over how many tours have you done? 100. So she also, does like the field trips, and she helps students, families, community members, helps them to better understand our state government and the role that they play. So her dedication to serving others goes far beyond organizing tours. For the last 14 years, during my dad's time as serving as state representative, my mom has been a constant presence of support, service, and encouragement to the people in our community. She has spent countless hours helping supporting events, welcoming visitors to Nashville, and making sure that people feel connected to the show. She has always believed that government should feel approachable and understandable, especially for our young people who one day should our state. Her tours are more than just visits to the Capitol. They are opportunities for students to see where decisions are made, how to ask questions, and to feel inspired to become engaged citizens. And what makes my mom so special is that she has never done any of this for recognition. She has always done it because she cares deeply about Tennessee and about the people who live here right now. Her work reflects the very heart of what this award represents. The commitment to strengthening communities and helping others understand and participate. Mom, your dedication, your work ethic, your passion for serving others have touched the lives of so many people across the state. And you have spent years giving your time, your energy, and your heart to something bigger than yourself. And today, we are all here today to celebrate the impact that you have made. And we are incredibly proud of you. And it is an honor to be for the day you made.
Thank you for indulging us. Look forward to my next visit to Rhea County. Like I said, we had a bad day down here, and maybe now that you have a little more time on your hands, we'll go grab lunch next time. So thank you very much. Commissioner, thank you for your service as well for the community.
Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for being here tonight and being so gracious for our commission. It's been your evening with us to present this wonderful award to the very much deserving Ms. Laura Travis. I have actually been on one of those tours. Now, I was not in the 6th grade, but I had a friend of mine who could not go with his son on the trip, and I was asked to go be one of the chaperones of the trip. It was a wonderful day. It was a wonderful experience. And man, you gave it your all and did a wonderful job. And thank you once again for that. I know we all thanked you that day, but many years later, it still leaves a lasting impression of what all we got to do that day and what we got to see. So very much deserving, and thank you very much for what you've done, Mark.
Anybody wants to go on tour, I got an open day June too.
Hey, very well. All right, grab all you want. We'll give everybody just a moment to make it out of the room, and then we'll get started our normal business of the day. I know that there's more people that's wanting to get secretary or to sign their blue book. Y'all please stand with me. Commissioner Phillips, would you lead us in prayer, please, sir?
Yes. Let us pray. Dear Father God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for all your many blessings, dear Lord. Thank you for this opportunity to live that our county lives. Pray that you will be with us, lead, guide, and direct us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in a pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item of business is John Massengill to discuss the Ray County Fair sponsorship. Mr. Massengill?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Commissioner, for what you do for Rhea County. I guess it is that time of year. We are continuing a tradition that Brother Harold Fisher started years ago, and that is our pig project. And it's time to purchase the pigs for the students and for anybody in the room that wants to participate. What we do is 4th through 12th grade students that want to show a pig at the Rhea County Fair. The Rhea County Fair buys the pigs, gives it to the kids. The kids bring it Thursday night to the fair and show the pig. And then after the show is over with, the pigs go up for auction for anybody who wants to buy the pigs for some good pork. And whatever that pig brings, if you buy a pig, whatever you pay for that pig, the kid gets 100% of that money. So that's their incentive. And what we're just trying to educate these kids on one type of farming. That's just one type. And get them out in front of the crowd, get them some experience. So what Harold had started years ago was to we asked for a $100 donation so we can buy the pig. So we're giving you the warning. I'm the warning guy. We're coming back next week during the Railroad Commission meeting, so we hope to collect at least $100 from all of it. And anybody, like I say, anybody in the crowd, we kind of Shannon County Commissioners in the, help us out while Harold did. And I think they've had a lot of fun up here on the pig donation. But anybody wants to donate, see one of us at the fair, and we'll be glad to take the money. Also, we need some help with the rodeo, and Vicky wants to talk to you about sponsorship of the rodeo.
Well, that's the first thing I want to talk about. So, rodeo is, this will be the third year we've done the rodeo. The first year we did a single day, the second year we did 2 days. This year we're going to do 2 days also. We have already had discussions with Travis from Outlaw Rodeo, and like everything, prices go up. The price he gave us didn't even include the cost of diesel that they're seeing right now. So, don't believe Travis will go up. That's pretty much a set price. But what we're here to discuss now, our request, is that we have the hotel motel money that we've had in the past earmarked for the rodeo. Commissioners, the Rhea County Commission is probably the biggest sponsor we've had. I believe we also covered over half of the bill last year. Based on the prices that we're being quoted this year, we're going to ask actually that y'all's donation or sponsorship go up as well. So what we're looking for is a hotel motel disbursement of $15,000 this year. The other thing I want to talk about is the actual fair. Hotel motel money will not be used for the fair, but we're already canvassing businesses and people of Wake County to consider sponsoring for the fair. Lost my train of thought there, sorry. The fair itself is free with the exception of Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday is only 2 days we do charge gate, and that covers the remaining part of the rodeo. So we get some of the major sponsors of the hospital. We use the hospital's donation of, I think it's $1,500. We use that to allow free entry on Tuesday. We'll look at other businesses and probably split the cost of that one. So the donations for the fair will go to cover the other organizations. We have a sponsor for the chicken show. We have sponsors for River Valley, not River Valley, the District Farm Dinner. So that's what we're looking for now. I do have paperwork here to show what you get for your sponsorship for either the rodeo or the fair itself. And I have a fair digital scrapbook. If you've not ever seen one of these, this is one of the items we put to the Tennessee Associated Fair competition. So if you've never been fortunate enough to see the Rhea County Fair, we at least have a couple pictures we can look at. One other thing crossed my mind too, this is a feather in our cap. I don't know how many people are really aware of this, so I'm gonna brag about it again. In 2017, Rhea County Fair was the #1 fair in the state of Tennessee. We strive every year to get back to that level, and sponsorship we get from y'all and from the public is what helps that happen. And we'll talk to you on next week. So one question. Yes, sir.
Rodeo last year, I was like, was it 1 day or 2 days last year?
Rodeo last year was 2 days. And that's kind of where we based on our request from last year. The first time we had $6,000 hotel motel, and we went from 1 day to 2 days, so we just doubled it basically. So.
I'll point out one other thing as well, is the fair has asked the Rhea County Fire Department Association to handle the concession stand again for them, giving 100% of the proceeds from the fire department and the concession stand, Rhea County Fire Department Association, and the Rhea County Fair. Those are hard things to say together. Going together into this venture there, allowing us to keep 100% of the profit for the association, and I thank you for that. But they are also doing their part to help give back to the community as well in that process. Because as you know, fundraising is what we use to have our firemen's banquet and dinner every year and awards presentation. So thank you, gentlemen, for once again going forward with that for the Fire Department Association. Anything else, gentlemen? Until next week.
So next week.
You don't take IOUs either. We're going to have to show up with a $100 bill, right? In hand, okay. All right, next up is Jimmy Vincent, Building Inspector, give an update on gracious program.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to ask them to come put it on the agenda. So, you know, we're granted this is what we approved a year and a half ago. I was just really wanting to get an update.
Okay.
So, we're here and appreciate being here for the building department, and we're proud of what we've been working on. Chris himself and us working as a team, and having some other help. Granted, this is going well. We got a little, maybe disappointed there for a little bit because things weren't balanced into place, and then all of a sudden things started going more into place. And some of that was Chris talking with Rome County about how to put things in. But the biggest thing is if Ralph called in for, put a schedule in, 24th, when it goes in the 24th, I get it on my pad. Now, when I show up to Ralph, or I call Ralph, and Ralph's ready or he's not, I can put conversation, pending, fast, failed, whatever, and it's in, it goes right in, straight to Greenville. Not only that, it basically means there's not a lot of paper going back and forth to me and Chrissy to scan to Excel. It's all right there. She can get in it. I can get in it. We can both see what's going on. And like pictures are worth 1,000 words. All y'all love me to have more pictures when I'm showing you something. I could upload 30 pictures of one job with a click of taking the pictures with the pad y'all got me last year. Click. And then they go to Greenville. Now when we go into that file, we can open up. Each time I do an inspection, that's the way it is. I plus my notes with what I found. So we're really happy about that. That was one thing that's taken up so much of her time, and it was a lazy time for her, was taking pictures that I emailed in, and I had to email 4 emails to get them all to her. She had to put it into Excel. Then we had to go back into Excel to get them. I couldn't get them from my pad. They had to come off her computer. Just completely different. And then, of course, we're close to opening it up to Ralph will be able to go in and see if he passed, if he failed. And I still try to text people and call them, but a lot of them are more high-tech than even myself. They want that for it. They want me to go in and check and see. You passed it today. And what's his comments? So that should be coming up in September. But the biggest thing is customers are able to call Chrissy. When they call Chrissy, it goes in that day. There's not a question when we call. It's not floating until it makes it to my desk, to my truck, back to on the job. Another thing I'm proud of is just keep a short thing. But back in 2020, we sold, that was prior to me, we sold 91 permits. And that's just residential permits. We're not counting any of the renewals, any of the, not any accessory structures, not any commercial projects, Dollar Generals, none of that. Just residential, 91. 2021, 118. 2022, 134. 2023, 136. 2024, 171. 2025, 186 in 1 year from 91 5 years ago. So that tells you what Rhea County, that tells you what all of, whether it's our road supervisor, or it's me, or it's everybody else in this county, or well, y'all got to take care of, it has doubled. It has doubled in how many citizens and houses. Because somebody buying these new ones, and the people aren't necessarily leaving Rhea County, they're buying another house too. But we're proud of that, and I hope y'all are, and we appreciate you having us up here tonight. Is there any questions?
So September is when you expect that customers, citizens will be able to use the portal.
That's our goal, is to have the customers where they can use the portal and go in. Or if there's an eBay, I don't want to call out specialties, but let's just say builders we deal with all the time. They will have their portal set up for all of their permits. When they go in, they go top to bottom of every permit they've got. So an individual will just have one house. But I want to thank Jacob Ellis too, because when we were going through trying to figure out which one to use, we were having some trouble. And me and Chrissy and Jacob were watching all these people tell us how great they were. And we went ahead and went with the more expensive one. And I believe it's going to pay off for us, because otherwise we wouldn't be getting all this. But without Jacob's help, I don't know that I could have made that call that early on in my career in government. Not, I've been in construction, but I wasn't used to what I was working with. Thank you.
Thank you both.
All right.
The Police Commission will place on the agenda the fair sponsorship for the 2 days of rodeo. I forgot to say that, I apologize. The next item is item number 5, to discuss 3-star grant program. Ms. Howard?
So just as a formality, when we applied for the 3-star grant, we requested soccer fields as a use for the Morgantown Community Park, and the state messed that up a little bit, but pickleball court, and so we wanted to amend that back to soccer fields. So that's the amendment that was approved by the state that we just wanted to run past y'all.
Will that need to be read into the minutes, or will that need to be voted on to change that? Ms. Barry, have you looked at it?
It would be a resolution.
Okay.
You're amending that.
So could the Police Commission will place on the agenda for a resolution to amend?
Place it on the agenda.
So what are we doing? We're not gonna build the pickleball or anything, just the soccer?
We're doing a large playground, the walking track, with some exercise things around it, the basketball court, soccer field, so more with it, but we're not doing pickleball. We just thought that the area we use the soccer
Didn't
field
realize
more.
pickleball was on the soccer.
It was.
No.
That's what the state come in, if it wasn't on it to start with, and it accidentally got put on there, now we have to correct state's oops.
Hey,
Anything else on the 3-star program? Okay. Mr. Chairman? Yes.
I think Jeannie did good at her pickleball.
I think so, Miss Carolina.
Yeah, Miss Carolina.
I mean, Miss Carolina, she hosts gold medals or silver medals or something like that more than once in the Olympics on this.
Thank you, Ms. Powell.
The next item is tourism director to address the commission concerning Graysville Community Garden.
Yes, so similar to what we do with Morgantown, just to enhance our communities a little bit, we're doing a deep dive into each of our communities to see what we can improve, what they're already doing well, and we can, kind of assist with a little bit. And one of the things that Graysville Parks and Rec has wanted for a long time is a community garden. So the Master Gardeners Club in Dayton and Core Academy of Science has put together a proposal, and it's been voted on at the Graysville Commission meeting, and they want it and approved everything. I was going to come alongside them and try to assist with some funding and just ensure that these clubs and things are going to keep it maintained over time. So that's my ask for the community garden.
Okay, I guess I'm going back up here for just a second. Number one, I apologize, I'm constantly reading ahead. I didn't hear dollar amount, so if I missed that.
Oh, sorry, front page of your packet I laid down, $648.
Oh, it wasn't in our package to start with, I apologize for it.
Oh, yeah, I handed you one, I'm sorry. $648.95 is the projected cost, and in the packet, it lays out the beds and soil and plants and the different costs associated, so y'all can see dollar lines.
All right, 648, and
And this will be a one-time fee, the clubs and people are gonna keep up with it. So we're just helping to get it going, we can get the school involved with agriculture and that kind of thing, and be a part of it.
where are you proposing this company?
So it's almost all done.
Okay, I'm going to back up for just 1 second here, because this came up in a meeting we had the other day. Hotel motel is, and the reason I'm doing this is to give an example of how our hotel motel is set up. Just Mary, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. Jim, correct me if you've heard different from the people in Nashville. We have hotel motel that is not taxpayer money from local residents. It comes in from heads and beds in the motel. If you stay less than 30 days, you pay an occupancy tax. Those come in from Airbnbs, hotel motels, those short-term real things. That money comes in, that money is earmarked. We're under a special act. We're not under the same thing the state of Tennessee is under. In the new hotel motels that have come out, such as what the city of Spring City and the city of Dayton. Ours is divided a little bit different. We have a section that allows hotel motel money to be used for tourism, which is half of that money that we retain. Okay? To be tourism, it has to attract people from 50 miles away. Qualify as tourism. So when Ms. Alex asked us this question, people aren't going to drive 50 miles to plant a flower or a cabbage in this. So that's where we come into the second amount of money, which is called commissioner discretion. The commissioner discretion money is half of the money that we retain to start with. Have I made a mistake yet? Okay. It's half the money that we have retained. When we retain that money, then we have discretion because we're under a different situation. We're a private act, and our resolution, not what was set forth by what the other areas have to work with the new laws that came out. With all that being said, I'm starting to see where there's going to be a problem here. Okay? It's nothing Ms. Alex has done. It's nothing anybody's done. We have to have this money, in my opinion. I'm asking a question now. Here's a big question for you. Ralph, Ms. Tracy, here's my question. We have to have this money split yet again, because you can take from commission discretion money and spend it on tourism, but you can't take from the tourism part and spend it on commissioner discretion. That won't work that way. That's going to be in violation of what the comptrollers have set forth with allowing us to do with the money. So with that being said, if we're going to get into different avenues of spending money that we cannot say is going to draw somebody from 50 miles away, we need to be earmarking that. The reason I'm bringing this up is because as I read down through here, I see a few other things that we're fixing to discuss that is local that should fall under commissioner, what's the word I use? Discretion. Commissioner discretion. I should have wrote that down. See, you should come around and say commissioner discretion instead of just hotel motel tourism money. Now, what I'm asking commissioners, Ms. Barron, Mr. Ralph, what I'm asking is, I feel like we need to come forward with a resolution that even more splits that money of what we retain, where 50% of it goes into commissioner discretion fund, 50% of it goes into the hotel, motel, or tourism fund. That way, when we get audited 6 months from now, 6 years from now, they didn't say we spent 90% of the tourism money on what should have been discretion money. For the commissioner discretion money, we've got it earmarked. That way, when she comes with something that says local garden, you know, that's part of our community, part of what we can use this money for, but it's not to draw somebody in, which in efforts may be like the rodeo, which people would travel great amounts of miles to watch the rodeo, especially since Don is going to be the rodeo star this year. He's going to be the headliner this year. But with that being said, am I out of line to request? I'm asking all of you all. I outlined the request tonight, we place it on the agenda to make this change in a resolution where it earmarks this that covers the commission and covers Ralph's office to make certain that we don't borrow those lines and make it harder for the comptroller's office.
Well, I think that's a grand idea, because it's, none of us really knew. I went to Nashville, a year and a half ago, met with the Commissioner of Finance, and they agreed to forgive us we're not splitting those monies correctly, we split them correctly going forward. And we have much better. One thing now, on that half that we take out for tourism and development, it has to be split a certain way too.
Well, the only thing about it is, that's already split, it's not money that we're spending, because it goes back.
So everything that goes into general 101 account 40220, it's hotel motel tax. All we're saying is we need another line item. We need to split it so we go 50 into one account, 50.
And that's the part that we have control over, not what RDC is or anybody like that. Just the part we have control over is what I want to do.
And then we're running two checkbooks that way.
Mr. Chairman, do we have to, does it have to be 50/50 or can you do like 75/25?
No, it's 50/50, it's your part.
Okay.
So, but do we have to have a resolution to add a line item?
Well, the reason I want to do that is because the resolutions which comptroller's office is going to go back to see which did right did
Permanent record.
permanent.
Got it. Okay.
So that gives us permanent record. It's the reason that I recommended did a resolution stating this is what
Well,
we'll
the
do.
resolution is to split that line item 40220 and create another line item that specifically says commissioner discretion.
And what it is it's taking what we retain and get to spend by voting as the county commission, not what goes to any of the other, like economic development or any of that, just the part that we have the permission to spend. It designates that it goes into two separate lines: hotel motel tourism, hotel motel county commission discretion. That way, like I say, they can't say that you bought all of these items that, I may jump the gun on this. You may find these items that you see on your list here that are not going to fall under the 50-mile rule. But it can fall under the rule of county commission discretion. Mayor, so I finished?
Well, the discretion money, what the law says, which I've got those bills, there's one that's 1101 Senate bill that tells you how to break the money down to pay tourism and economic development. I'm gonna get all those together, Carolyn, because this is good. Jimmy brought up a really good subject here. There's two more bills that tells how to split that money. And basically one of them says on the discretionary part that it still has to be related to tourism, but we can use it. Let me give you an example of what they mean by related. When we hold a fishing tournament, we can pay for it out of the tourism side. As far as the dumpster, garbage cans, security, on the line, all that, which relates to the tourism tournament, fishing tournament, you can pay that out of discretion. So that's what they mean by that. That was a discussion I had, you remember, with the state. They wanted to make us spend 100%. I said, no, well, we don't want any tourism thing. I said, we're going to lose thousands of dollars every time somebody visits us if we have to pay all the overhead and don't get to get any of the money. So it is complicated. What you're trying to do, what we need to do.
Well, this police commission, I'd like to place on the agenda a resolution designating another line being added for hotel motel commission discretion funds and hotel motel tourism funds. Now, this is of the portion we keep. Sorry this comes in the middle of you standing there giving your presentation, but Ms. Carmen, if you will place that on the agenda. Okay, so the 648.95, that's a prime example of hotel motel discretionary funds from the commission. That's what started this whole 15-minute rant that I've gone through. So, if it pleases the commission, we'll place that on the agenda for the 648 also. Okay. Once again, Ms. Alice, Tourism Director, to address the commission concerning Tennessee 250 events. Ms. Alice.
Yes, so Also, in that package that's above, in that funding request, I put the state's definition of community-based tourism. And the gist of it is when a community's thriving and kids are involved and families are coming, we can get more information into their hands. Family from Florida coming up to visit for a weekend is gonna know what's going on, that kind of thing. So it's just to help better our communities and push, our information out for events. So for Tennessee 250, I'm requesting $12,225, which will take us now through the end of the year celebrating the 250th. And I have it loosely itemized. The Tennessee 250 committee and I have a list of marketing and different events from the parade float to the decorating contest, to Jacob, Rhea and I going into school to do a presentation on Tennessee, 250 years ago, America, all things Rhea County history.
Jacob, you want to wear a Jacob Crockett now?
Betcha.
So there's a wide variety of funds there, and I have it listed for you.
Let me ask you this question. Your 250 event, I realize you have a committee. Are any of the 3 municipalities participating in this funding event?
Also, funding? No, so
So you're asking for the full funding of the $12,000 from the county, none of the 3 municipalities?
So the 3 municipalities are already doing their events. Does that make sense? We're kind of piggybacking to make those larger.
Okay.
So that's what a lot of this is going to marketing and just trying to get more people there. So they're funding
Their thing.
their, yeah.
And we're just kind of rolling it all in there.
Are we limiting it to marketing, or are we going to move things like this?
Did you go this, Ms. Green?
I've got this.
Yes, the front page.
Go to the very front page, sure. And it breaks it down on the bottom.
Yes, so marketing is the biggest chunk of it, and then setting up the booth. But like I said, decorating the parade float where all 3 of our city mayors and Jim are going to ride together on the float. We're going to pass out the information about the upcoming event.
Is any of this marketing going to be outside of the county?
Yes, a lot of it.
I guess that was my question as well. For the amount of money in marketing, yeah, it's just because that's, for something that's in our community, that's the point of where you're coming into this, is to draw into our community from outside of the area. And you can give us a breakdown of the marketing ideas now or next week?
Whichever you prefer.
Right now.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So we've got 2 different local TV stations that we want to schedule to get on. That's going to go from past Ringgold, Dalton area, all the way surrounding Cumberland. So basically our surrounding areas. We've got the date, it is on the Tennessee 250 website, and they're going to help with promotional. We've got featured marketing ads that are going to go out all the way through Oak Ridge and facilities up that way. We've got mailers going out. That's about 100 to 150 again mileage. So again, we're trying to limit too far, but we want them to stay overnight if possible.
So we're looking to send it to the areas and the proper people in those areas for them to help promote it to bring people to come to our celebration.
Yes.
And the 250 is going to be a busy couple of weeks. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening right then, getting the information in their hands earliest and quickest, and having it put together showing a lot of things is going to help bring them to our area versus what else is going to be out there in the promotion. Any other questions on the 250? We'll place it on the agenda to please the committee.
Place it on the agenda.
Anything else, Ms. Allen?
No, and all of this might not be spent. That's just like I said, the committee and I coming up with a general amount, and it wouldn't be more than this. Hopefully it can be less than this if we can get the job accomplished. Does that make sense?
So you might come back and say you can do this for $6.
I mean, we shall see.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. All right, next item on the agenda is to discuss TDOT proposal for Harrison Avenue Bridge over Roaring Creek in Graceville. Mayor Vincent?
Thank
Mr. Chairman, I just need you to put that on the agenda, the bridge at Harrison Road down in Roseville that goes into our convenience center. Y'all aware of that bridge? Goes into the backside of McDonald Farm. The state has deemed it, let's say, for what reason I can't figure out. I've been all over it. I don't know, but it must have had some damage in that right flood. But this packet they sent me, basically all we've got to do is sign it. There's 2 copies of the agreement, which I'm giving to Carol Ann. Once she tells me it's okay, we need to get this signed and get it back to the state. It's not going to require any Wright County money, fully funded by the state of Tennessee. They're going to try that bridge out and build us a new. It could have something to do with the state getting involved in McDonald Farm. I really don't know.
The Police Commission will place it on the agenda. Item number 9, discuss appointment of member of Rhea County Medical Board of Directors. A letter has been sent to Mayor Vincent and to the County Commission on behalf of the Rhea County Medical Board of Directors. Chairman Billy Tedford has sent a letter in saying that they are recommending the reappointment of LeBron Hersher to the Rhea County Hospital Board. Mayor, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, this is the County Commission appointment. So if it pleases the commission, we will place this on the agenda.
Place it on the agenda.
All right, discuss resolution of Rhea County, Tennessee to authorize cooperative purchase agreement for the use and benefit of all county departments. Mr. Wright.
That's with Omni Partners. It's a cooperative we're going to need to buy from specifically for the grant that we have going. But it'll open it up for all departments to use that from now on. Put a resolution out there.
Okay. Ms. Mayor, have you looked this over?
I have not looked at it.
Okay. So this police commission will place it on the agenda, and Ralph and Ms. Mayor will go through that. Okay. Now, next thing, before I forget, I want to remind everybody of some big names.
When you're finished, is the commission going to direct the fair sponsorship monies to go to anything in particular, or just to the rodeo just?
It's for the rodeos with the rest.
Just, but no particular, like you have to use on this or that?
This has to be used for the rodeo event, sponsorship, and it's to pay the people who come to the rodeo on.
This basically on anything?
It'll be just like last year's resolution, correct?
Yeah,
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed if you're co-sponsor.
Right, co-sponsoring. Co-sponsoring along with the Rhea County Fair Association.
And what was the
$15,000. They're going to try to do it for okay, yeah. Before I forget, I'm glad I wrote that down. I've got some meetings that I want to mention is going to happen next week on Tuesday, starting at 4 o'clock. Mr. Chairman, is it correct you're going to have an opioid meeting at 4 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The audit committee will meet at 4:30. Now, the audit committee, we will go over our audit that we had, and wonderful audit, but we will also at that time go through the portion of how to reply back to the one finding that we had. I'm so excited about that. One finding. And we will go through that portion, and then that will come to the agenda. So, Ms. Carmen, if you'll please place on the agenda to read into the minutes finding from the Rhea County Audit Committee. Now, Mr. Chairman, you will do your opioid information not at that meeting, but at the next monthly meeting to where we can have time to work through that. Is that correct?
According to the latest article, that the commission does not have to approve this. All we're going to do is approve a budget amendment for one of the recipients.
Oh, okay.
And that's all that's for.
Okay.
We have to have.
So it doesn't have to be approved by the commission, but the money to start with has to be approved. That sounds really interesting. We'll leave it like that. So that doesn't have to be placed on the agenda. We have a fire department, the fire authority board meeting. It will happen in between the budget meeting and the county commission meeting, if needed. As you all know, those are based a lot upon applications coming in and things like that. So Brad and I will let you know if that will be needed to have just before the other meeting. And I wanted to say that before I forgot, and it didn't get mentioned because those are meetings that a lot of times people don't have on the calendar because it's not been set in stone for so long. Commissioners, anything else that you all wish to add to the agenda? Mr. Mayor, anything you need to add to the agenda?
Item 11, we have.
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry.
All that is, I just need permission to put on the agenda for this to sell surplus assets that we brought out.
And here's how I forgot that. Brad and I were discussing something earlier concerning a surplus, and in my feeble mind, I put that with what Brad and I were going to meet with Ms. Farron about when this meeting's over. So I apologize for that. I'll put that on there. So we'll place that on the agenda. Anything else to be added, Mr. Mayor? Ralph, you have anything to add to the agenda?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Mayor, do you have anything else to add?
No, that's all.
Ms. Tracy? Okay, Ms. Carmen? All right. So that takes care of all the items. Is there any sign like sign that behind us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. County official comments. Do I have any county officials here wishing to make a comment? Mr. Brown?
Where am I leaving? We got a big driver, back, response driver outside, and everything's in, it's ready to go, we're driving down for everybody to look at.
Alright, so we will have a tour of the trailer when we leave. Any other county official reports? Seeing the county executive comments, Mayor?
Sorry.
No, I just joshed away. Did you have any county executive comments, sir? Did you have any county executive comments?
No, not really, other than, I like this good time, people to see all that.
I just wish somebody set the clock to the right time.
Yeah, I just looked and thought I was doing really great, everything I've accomplished in 2 minutes.
When the meeting's over, I go back to sit. I did it last year.
Thank you.
Commissioner comments, Mr. Phillips. Mr. Lewis? Ms. Amy? Ms. Amy?
I think, is this coming Sunday when you have a Wright County Historical Society? Last Tuesday, at our retired teachers meeting, we had the pleasure of hearing a presentation about the history of education in Wright County from 1807 to 1925 that Jacob had created just for us, but he's going to be sharing it again this Sunday afternoon at the meeting, and it was wonderful. It's fascinating.
Ms. Emily, I'd like to point out that Brad's tried to steal Leo's lesson.
I know it. You leave that and say it.
I can't do anything about it.
But you are a teacher in school,
I'm ashamed of that.
Boy, you know my time, did you? Really, did I have?
What time will that presentation be? 2:30. 2:30. Courthouse, second floor, correct? All right, good deal, thank you. Ms. Emily, anything else? Mr. Billy? No, sir. Mr. Nick?
Nothing else there.
Mr. Jacob?
Nothing.
Mr. Martin?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. I do not want to take away from the smiles in the room the fun time, but I do want to say this. For everyone who reached out to me in passing of my mother this last week, from the bottom of my heart and my family's heart, thank you very much. That means a lot to me and to my family. Most of y'all know it's been a hard year. Losing both of your parents in less than a year was quite devastating when you spent every day of your adult life with your parents. We worked together for 31 years. in the car business together every day. I had wonderful parents. They were my best friends. They were also the people who taught me to be a good business person, taught me to be a good person, to love everybody and try your best to understand where somebody's coming from and why that maybe they're having a bad day and taking it out on you, and why you need to smile and try to help everybody that you can. Like I say, thank you for everybody who reached out and for being a friend to me and to my family for all these years. If we have nothing else to add to the agenda, this meeting will stand